You cannot be virtuous only when it's easy. Now, rather than give you some historically bombastic example, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me personally. Now, I was in this group that was meeting quite regularly. And unfortunately, I invited this American person to join the group. No hate on a personal level, but we had different ways of living life. The person would make very bombastic examples and hold on to them for dear life. And so the habit spread, and I won't lie, in my opinion, the whole group became much more meet up to complain. On top of which they added that, oh, you know what, I just want to be heard, therefore I want to just complain, I don't want any solutions and all of that. So most of the time when they start doing this, it's very surface level stuff. I hate this, I hate that. And I would just fold my arms, lean back and just look at the table and literally play a song in my head. I'm half listening basically. But there was this one person in my group, which I'm much more closer to. And one time she was telling this story, which I won't go into detail, but she basically had a situation where now she can report to an overseas boss rather than a local boss. And she was really proud of it because she worked towards it. She was grinning ear to ear. And then the American person who wanted to be much more closer to this person, of course, added on like, yeah, you deserve it. He did not deserve your respect and all that. And then the other people in the group were like, oh, good for you, good for you. So it became a very rah-rah-rah. And you can tell the person was like, yeah, yeah. And I remember looking down and just going like, that's horrible advice. And I was going to keep quiet. The smart thing to do was to keep quiet. But I made a promise to this person before, which is I almost always will tell you the truth. Why almost always? Is because in science there's no such thing, or rather a very unlikely chance of 100% for things. So I needed to keep that promise to her. So I unfolded my arms. I remember putting my hands on the table, bracing for what's going to happen. And I said to her, look, I'm very happy you stood up for yourself. But you have said before that this person overall, more than once, is not a bad person. On top of which, this person is still a higher position than you in the company. If he wanted to, he could still fuck with you for work. So I don't think it's a good idea to constantly aggravate him. And that's what I said. Now, the American person had to add something. He said, look, Bin, you don't work in an office, you don't understand. I managed to retire earlier in life. Which I find a weird statement, because does that mean because I have a philosophy and history degree, I can tell the person not to talk about history? Again, it's a weird statement. I understand it, but I don't agree with it. So, of course, it didn't go well. The person had a black face and everything. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I'm the one who had to face myself in the mirror, knowing whether I kept my promise or not. As Marcus Aurelius said, don't read about being a good person. Be a good person. So, that's it, and till next word.